You want to get in shape for the new year, but don't like using exercise machines or lifting heavy weights? Joe V may have the gym for you. He's live in Wilsonville with more from Cornerstone Calisthenics.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we are back here with Brett Hamilton, who just opened Cornerstone Calisthenics here in Wilsonville. As we've been talking about throughout the morning, it's a little bit of departure. It's certainly not the big box gym. It's an intimate setting, first of all. Hi, ma'am. You said usually a class is just like 2 or 3 people, and that's by design, right?
Yeah, by design.
And it's interesting because they actually have like an individual workout. Like I do classes, and usually everybody's doing the same thing. You have a different workout for each person, like customized for them.
Everything's scaled to that person. Everybody's got their own program that they're working on.
So calisthenics, as we're seeing right here, this lady, she was just doing some lunges right there. Now we're going to do something else. The basic idea of calisthenics is what? Is like body weight movement? Is that the idea?
Body weight strength training.
Okay, for example, what is this lady doing?
So Susan's going to do some rows for us in a second.
All right.
She's basically doing a kind of a horizontal type of pull-up.
And so there's progressions.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people that come in here, they haven't been working out or they haven't done some of these movements, so they can't come in and just do a pull-up.
Right.
So you start doing variations of that, I suppose, and then work your way up the ladder?
My goal is actually, like, when I start working with somebody, whether or not they're a complete newbie or if they've been working out for a long time and they're really fit already, like, I actually want to show them the really beginning stuff on purpose because that gives them context for all of the things that come afterwards. So like with Joe, I already know he can do pull-ups, but if he were a client of mine, I'd take him and say, hey, Joe, like, let's work on some rows first so you know how to stabilize your shoulders the right way. And then as you get to a higher level that's now challenging you, you've at least got that context for the things that came before it.
And earlier we were showing like push-ups, which is like a basic kind of calisthenics movement, but there's a lot of lower body movements that involve calisthenics as well. So you're going to walk us through the progressions of a squat, right?
A squat.
A squat is, gosh, does it get any easier than that, right? You just go down and up.
You would think, right?
So walk me through the basics, because this is like a fundamental exercise.
It is, and a lot of people that we work with have been in pain, and my goal is always to help people overcome pain first and foremost, because if they're in pain and they're fearful of movement, they're going to move differently, and they're not going to be able to live their best life. So I want to help them get out of that pain to start with. So something as simple as a supported squat that helps them break down that movement a little bit easier, make it a little bit safer feeling to them. And then also help them get deeper into it than they would normally be able to go with confidence.
And then when you graduate from that,
then we can start working on, we call it like a half squat. So we'll go a part way down and then to a full squat and try to pull actively a little bit deeper into that squat. And that's when we start getting fancier with some like single leg progressions. So we'll go to
what is some single leg?
So, a split squat is kind of your basic single leg. You're still working 2 legs, but more on one than the other. And then you can do what we call like an airborne lunge. And that's where you're on one leg and you're going down to the floor.
Now we're upping the degree of difficulty here, Brett. All right, let me see if I can do this. Oh, boy.
And so like the perfect example for you, I'd probably give you a pad to put underneath your knee.
And I'd probably take it. Okay, so let me see here. So,
and then, now you're successful.
Much easier. And then you can even graduate. So show me kind of like the master's level that we were talking about.
So after airborne lunge, you've got something called a shrimp squat.
Okay.
Oops, lost my balance on that one. So you can go down. You're holding your back leg. That takes a lot more flexibility in your thighs to do.
I'll see if I can. Nope. Okay.
And then eventually working on pistol squat, which is kind of like the ultimate body weight leg exercise. There's lots of variations. You can do like quarter depth, half depth, and then eventually the full one.
And I was telling you, as some viewers may know, I've done CrossFit for years. That's a CrossFit movement. And despite the fact I've done it for I still
it's challenging.
Cannot do one of those things. So
it took me a year and a half.
How many can you do, just out of curiosity, if I put you on the spot?
The most I've done in a row is like 10 or 12.
Okay, well, you just show me 2 or 3.
All right.
I just want to see how you do that. The Cornerstone Calisthenics, again, they're here in Wilsonville. They're right off I-5, and they just opened. And we'll have a link to all the information about them at kptv.com. Look at that. All right, nicely done. You're at least 3 times the man I am, Brett. Thank you very much. We're going to have a lot more now coming up for our final live segment. Brett, we've got a special workout. It's called the Century.
The Century.
And so we're going to try that. Brett and I are going to go toe-to-toe. We'll see how that goes. Coming up a little bit later on the show. Back to you.